Hello.
Hello.
Welcome, Skyler,
Welcome, Sam.
to Summon Greater Podcast.
A podcast about homebrew and homies.
This week, we have a special guest.
Who's that?
The poltergeist from outside that window.
Yeah, it's pretty bad out there, isn't it?
It's storming outside, and up until about a minute ago, it was raining up against the side of this building really loud.
And there's a tree out there.
There's a tree out there lambasting the window.
Absolute bam-assing the window.
And it may be bam-assing the audio throughout the episode. But we're going to roll with it.
It's ASMR. Just go with it.
I actually am not going to stop saying that word. You've permanently altered my vocabulary.
Bam-assing. This is why we do it, folks.
This is what it's all about. What it's actually all about is
aliens.
Aliens.
Specifically the one we were talking about last time.
Yeah. The Pokemon.
Mr. Meteorite Man.
He came from the moon.
The moon that's made of cheese.
Which, as we've discussed.
He's made of cheese.
It's made of Gouda.
Oh, God, don't tell me that. I'll go up there and I'll eat it.
I'll eat that shit. I'll eat that shit like Jerry and Jimmy Gourd.
Yeah.
Eating the popcorn
I could eat
moon.
a whole planet.
He does kind of say it exactly like that. Dog, if we were popular enough to have fan art, I would want someone to draw us as Jimmy and Jerry Gourd.
Bro, that is the dream. That is the absolute dream.
I think
Bob and
that's
Larry.
a perfect match. No, Jimmy and Jerry Gourd.
Yeah, you're right. Bob and Larry is less. It just doesn't fit quite as well.
Yeah. And also, the way they would be drawn, given that I'm the taller of the duo, is opposite to our personas.
It really is.
Because Bob is the straight man and Larry has the extremely flamboyant alter ego.
I think Bob's sexuality is a little questionable, to be honest.
You know, I can't even blame you for going there because I started it with the comedy term straight man and then ended it with referring to sexuality in Larry Boy. So this Pokemon, we kind of left on a cliffhanger last week, talking about how kind of in depth this subclass would be, and we want to talk about the name that we've come up with for it.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What's this thing called?
So, in talking about the Pokemon Deoxys and what type of a D&D subclass it would be, we have come up with the Conversion Artificer. So, as all subclasses do for a spellcasting class, they get additional spells that are automatically added to their list of spells that they know. You don't have to prepare them, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And they can be from any spell list. I was kind of going through based off of vibes and also what moves does Deoxys learn, trying to figure out what spells to use here. Wound up with you as an artificer, you get 2 first level, second level, third level, fourth level, and fifth level spells. Mm-hmm. So for the first level, I grabbed Absorb Elements and Sanctuary. Because Deoxys has a decent amount of recovery healing and protection.
Yeah.
Second level, I went with Enhance Ability and Earthbind. Enhance Ability, I think it fits the theme of being able to change forms. But Earthbind is actually really, really close to a move that Deoxys actually gets called Gravity.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Earthbind, it doesn't actually stop people's movement, but it pulls flying creatures to the ground.
That's exactly what Deoxys should be able to do.
Word for word what Gravity does. Third level, I went with Plant Growth, which you might think is a strange one, and Blink. plant growth, however, is to emulate the move that defense form Deoxys can get, which is spikes. Because plant growth basically creates difficult terrain.
Okay. That's a good way to convert that. Also, I watched a video on Deoxys in competitive Pokemon.
Really?
Yeah. Really interesting. I showed you the creator a while ago, but I need to just like sit down with you and actually watch one of these videos because they're fascinating.
Yes, please. We gotta do that
False
soon.
Swipe Gaming on the weekly goes over the history of a Pokemon in all of competitive Pokemon, like through all the generations in both Smogon formats and VGC formats. Just over the years since the Pokemon's inception. And Deoxys has a really interesting track record, but defense form in particular is nowadays kind of shit. But
it used to be the shit.
No, it is actually outclassed by all of its other forms.
Huh.
Defense has always been the worst, but for a while it had a very strong niche as specifically a hazard setter.
See, that's what I was gonna say, because the reason why I thought defense form Deoxys would be so good, maybe this is just in later generations when it was already out of meta, but it gets a lot of stat boosting moves, and then it gets stored power.
I don't think people use stored power.
I guess probably not, just because of the fact that it's walled by a dark type Pokemon, because it's a psychic type attack. But anyway,
and like it takes a lot of setup to do that kind of thing.
Getting ahead of myself.
The problem is that build for Deoxys defense form, the only build for defense form, is no longer viable purely because of heavy duty boots.
Yeah, that sucks.
So rip defense form. You suck.
So sad. It's my favorite one too.
I'd sooner use normal anyway.
Really? Defense form?
In competitive.
That's fair. Defense form is my favorite Deoxys form, though.
I love how it looks. It's fucking doofy.
It's you thick.
I would love to see what like that would look like for this Artificer.
That would be really funny.
I think it would be goofy looking.
Yeah. But so plant growth and blink for the third level spells.
What does Black Tentacles do other than what I'm imagining?
It goes.
Okay, good.
And it hits people.
Does it slap or does it grab?
It slaps.
Okay.
It slaps.
It slaps.
Black Tentacles slaps.
If you're asking me.
This one, banger. It slaps.
Confusion as a spell is several times better than Confusion as the Pokemon move.
Very much so. This was kind of my little homage to both the move Psychic and also the move Taunt.
Okay.
That Deoxys gets both of. And then 5th level, these aren't necessarily based on anything Deoxys actually gets, but I thought they just made sense. Telepathic Bond and Contagion.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
Thematically appropriate.
Very much so.
But the crux of Deoxys's mechanics that we're going to be talking about over the course of the subclass.
Of the mechanics.
I'm hurt. I don't know.
I was like, whoa, hold on.
The fact that you would just interrupt me while I'm explaining a really serious new addition to the game.
I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. I won't do it again.
Deoxys, sorry. The Conversion Artificer has the ability to convert, as it were.
Convert itself.
The armor that they wear into 3 different forms.
The conversion armor. Just in its base form, though, the conversion armor is really, really cool. We wanted to make something that's like unique to the Artificer. It's not like just any old set of armor that you can pick up and wear. This is one that we wanted to make it feel like you've made this yourself. With the Armorer subclass, it was very much like I'm taking something that already exists and just modifying it to suit me. And we wanted to take this one a different direction and be like, no, we made this. Like, this is, no one else has this. So, like you mentioned in the last episode, it's definitely, this armor is your spellcasting focus.
Yeah.
So I had an interesting idea. to give it a +1 to your artificer spells and save DC at level 3 when you take the subclass. And when you hit level 9 and level 15, it increases by 1. So level 9, you get +2 to attacks and saves, and level 15, you get +3 to attacks and saves. And then just the armor class that this armor gives you is 10 plus your dexterity modifier plus your intelligence modifier. So very artificer coded.
There's an amount of times that you can use the 3 converted forms. You're by default in like the normal form of the armor, but then the special forms are the speed, defense, and attack. That's how we chose to handle that. And those last for a set amount of time, 30 seconds, as it were.
Yep.
And you have a number of conversion charges that allow you to enter those forms a number of times per day.
How many charges do you get?
Well, about approximately your proficiency bonus. Exactly your proficiency bonus.
Damn, that's crazy. And those recharge on a long rest.
Yes.
What did the forms do?
Let's talk about the speed form.
Yeah.
The speed form doubles your... First of all, to enter a form in the first place, it's going to cost your action. I don't think we have written that down, but we did talk about that last episode. Do you want to keep it that way? Or would that be a bonus action?
I think there's an argument to be made for either one.
Yeah. How fast do you imagine it happening, though? Like, is this a Sailor Moon transformation sequence, or?
I don't think it's a Sailor Moon sequence, and I also don't think it's like a split second.
Mm-hmm.
I would probably put it at a bonus action.
Okay. Fair enough to me. I think it makes sense. Speed form. When you are in it, it doubles your movement speed, and also you gain the ability to cast Steel Wind Strike once. But the form ends when you cast it. That's going to be the case with all these forms. There are some stat changes that you get, and then also a spell that you can cast that upon casting it will end the form prematurely, or you can wait out the full 30 seconds.
It's true.
Regardless of which you choose, you will use a conversion charge.
One charge to convert into a different form of your choosing. Mm-hmm. Or if you reach the end of the 30 seconds when the form would go away, if you're still in it, you can spend another charge to continue it, mm-hmm. rather than having to let it go down and spend another bonus action to reactivate it.
Tell me about defense form.
Defense form. When you convert yourself into defense form, you have resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. And once during this form, you may cast Wall of Force. When you do, it ends the form. Very, very defensive. It's kind of like a pseudo rage, but with no offensive capabilities. But I think that's really, really fun.
Every time I see Wall of Force, I think of the dude casting Magic Force in that Yu-Gi-Oh! Pot of Greed meme.
Oh my gosh.
I cast Wall of Force!
Wall of Force.
You can't do that.
Pot of Greed.
And then I summon Pot of Greed to draw 3 additional cards from my deck.
And I'll place Pot of Greed face down in defense position.
That's what it feels like to play against your fucking locust god. Fucked up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is basically it. And then I'll draw 6 more cards. And then you're dead.
That's not what it does.
Shut up, I can play how I want.
That is what it do, Yugi. Attack form is going to increase your intelligence score by 2 and increase your attack and damage modifiers by 2. This is strong. This is, increasing both your attack and special attack.
Mm-hmm.
And you can cast Rolithim's Psychic Lance once, ending the form when you do.
That's a fun one. That's from Fizban's Treasury of Dragons. Fairbeard.
That's a good ass spell. Let's. Can you tell people what that does?
I
for
sure
those who haven't read
can.
Fizban's?
Rolithim's Psychic Lance. Rolithim. This is an action casting time. You unleash a shimmering lance of psychic power from your forehead at a creature that you can see within range. Alternatively, my favorite part, you can utter a creature's name. If the named target is within range, it becomes the spell's target even if you can't see it.
That's awesome.
If the named target is not within range, the lance dissipates without effect. The target must make an intelligence saving throw. On a failed save, target takes 7d6 psychic damage and is incapacitated until the start of your next turn. On a successful save, they take half as much damage and is not incapacitated. This spell is fucking bananas. To be able to just say, Sam, and then you just get stabbed in the skull.
Yeah, by the fucking spear of Longinus. That's always how I imagine this spell.
Yeah, that's about right. We should probably also mention Steel Wind Strike and Wall of Force for the people, because I don't think we went over those. Steel Wind Strike was the spell you can cast in speed form.
Did we not talk about that?
I don't think we said what the spells do.
I thought, oh, no, we didn't say what it did. We just said what it is.
Yeah, I think we mentioned Steel Wind Strike maybe in the last episode.
I could have sworn I said the word Steel Wind Strike.
Oh, no, you definitely did.
Okay.
We just didn't say what the spells do.
Cool.
Yeah, Steel Wind Strike, flourish a weapon and choose up to 5 creatures you can see within range being 30 feet. Make a melee spell attack against each target. On a hit, the target takes 6d10 force damage. And then Wall of Force, invisible Wall of Force springs into existence at a point you choose within range being 120 feet. Lasts for 10 minutes, it's concentration. You can form it into a dome or a sphere or a flat surface made up of 10 by 10 foot panels. Each panel must be contiguous with another panel. God, I hate that word.
Could you say adjacent?
Yeah. Anyway, you can make it a wall or you can make it a ball.
Wow.
Wow. How'd he do it,
My
folks?
God.
Nothing can physically pass through the wall. It is immune to all damage and cannot be dispelled by dispel magic. A disintegrate spell is the only thing that will destroy the wall. The wall also extends into the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel through the wall.
So it is there.
Basically just the ultimate protect.
Yes.
So that's the super fun exclusive shit that each form can do.
There's some wild stuff happening at level 9, though.
Ooh.
The forms aren't done yet. They're expanding.
They're coming back, baby.
Extending even. This is form extension.
Woo!
When you use the spell affiliated with each form, each one that we just mentioned, of course, the form does not end any longer. You may continue in the form for its full duration, despite using a spell.
That's insane.
And you gain the pressure aura.
Ooh.
You can spend 1 conversion charge to activate an intimidating aura out to a radius of 15 feet. You need not, by the way, be in a form for this. You can do this in your normal form.
And I think I forgot to write it down, but I would have put this as an action.
Okay. That makes sense, yeah. Enemies in the aura have their movement speed halved and must choose to take either a bonus action or an action to make no more than 1 attack and cannot take reactions. This lasts until the beginning of your next turn.
Short and sweet.
This could really fuck with the BBG and all of the adds in their radius.
Yeah.
You could really cripple an entire turn of an encounter with this ability.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it is
insane.
Appropriate for that reason that it uses a conversion charge. Because at level 9, when you pick this up, I think you have 4. You have 4.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. And then even by level 20, you have 6.
Yep.
So,
maximum of 6.
I find it balanced.
And then At level 15, we already extended the forms. Now it's time to perfect them. Level 15, you get perfected forms. Real nice, Clark. You haven't seen that movie yet.
No, what are you talking about?
He hasn't seen Christmas Vacation.
No.
None of my friends have. It's sad.
You haven't seen A Christmas Story.
Yes, I have.
You haven't seen A Santa Claus.
I have.
You haven't seen A Santa Claus 2.
No.
Okay.
Because I don't... You haven't seen Five Will Goes West.
You haven't seen Rango.
Disney's Tailspin.
I never heard of that in my life.
Really?
No, I don't know what Tailspin is.
It's a TV show.
Okay. I bet you've never seen Sky High.
Oh, that one I have seen. I love that movie.
Oh my god, when you perfect your forms at level 15, speed form gains extreme speed because of course it has to. You may cast haste on yourself once for free. You may use this ability once per speed form conversion.
Mm-hmm.
Defense form is going to give you Mirror Coat. As a reaction, when you take damage, you may reflect all damage dealt to you from any one attacker directly back at whoever attacked you. The damage you took is halved. You may use this ability twice per defense form conversion.
That's good shit.
An attack form is going to give you Hyper Beam, of course. The signature move.
Oh, yeah.
Fire a beam of energy in a 120-foot long, 10-foot wide line. Any creature in the line must make a dex save or take 10d10 radiant damage. When you use this, your speed is reduced to 0, and you may not take actions until the end of your next turn. There's your recharge. You may use this ability once per attack form conversion.
You gotta take a little nappy nap after that one.
You gotta take a second nap.
That one's fucking crazy.
It's really strong and really good.
Mm-hmm. But that is Deoxys.
It's Deoxys. We're really proud of this one.
This one was so much fun, guys.
This is the Pokemon subclass that we put the most effort into, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only one that we've worked on together up to this point.
Yeah, and the only one that we worked on together with you guys too, live on the podcast.
Yeah, we did some brainstorming on this live. This just came to us out of the blue last episode, and then we had to finish it off camera. That Deoxys subclass, by the way, the Conversion Artificer is going to be linked in the description down below. You can use that if you wish. Go ahead and leave us any feedback you have on that. We would love to hear it.
Please.
I saw this post today about reverse tropes, and I immediately just started thinking about like what would make the most interesting D&D interactions.
Oh.
Are you dancing with that thing over there?
A little bit. I don't know what I'm doing.
These are, of course, the polar opposites of very popular and often cringy tropes.
Oh, okay. All right. I see where we're going with this.
Too many beds. This immediately sets the stage.
Okay.
Accidentally kidnapping a mafia boss.
That needs to happen.
A really nice guy who only hates you. This is the opposite of a tsundere.
I feel like this is Ito and L.
Dude. To each other.
Exactly.
Oh my god. A mutual reverse tsundere dynamic?
Damn.
It's more likely
How
than
did
you
we
think.
get here?
Academic rivals, except it's two teachers who compete to have the best class.
That is so iconic, though. Oh my god. It's giving.
That's really.
It's giving those. The. Did you ever see the TikTok meme about the two GMs that are bragging about their parties to each other?
No.
I'll have to find it.
It is.
It's so
I
funny.
get it though. That is.
Yeah.
It is that way. This would be really funny to incorporate into into my now forever campaign, you know?
That would be hilarious.
Because it's set in a school.
It's a school.
Divorce of convenience.
Obviously, reverse on marriage of convenience, but I'm like, what in the hell would that mean?
I don't know. I'm moving on from it. No. Too much communication.
Mm-hmm. I could see it. Micromanaging.
Is it micromanaging or is it Nick's? Never seen him do that. He's melting into the floor.
I think it's everyone in that campaign at one point or another.
Except for Dez.
Very true. Not Dez.
We're throwing strays at random people right now. Just for reference.
Hands are flying and some people just happen to land in the middle of the fray. Definitely Ginkgo has done it.
Too much communication?
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's can you talk about Ginkgo for a second? What's his deal?
I can talk about Ginkgo. Hold on. I need to okay.
So we've stumbled into new territory on the podcast here, and I feel the need to qualify it. Typically, when we talk about the most recent session we've been playing, we're talking about the campaign that Sophia runs. We are lobbing fastballs at folks who play in our friend Aaron's campaign. Who may or may not watch. I don't know.
I know that Jack does.
That's funny. That's going to be funny when he gets around to this then. Do you think Ginkgo has the power to grant wishes?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Ginkgo is extremely heavily visually based off of a red-eyed crocodile skink.
No shit.
Yeah. Ginkgo is a kobold. He is my kobold. He is my baby. I don't think it's too much of a spoiler to say that he is a warlock. I think most people know that by now in the campaign. But Ginkgo is just a little guy. He is the littlest guy.
I just found an image of Ginkgo in like 15 years.
That's so good. Yeah, that fits. I'll send you the picture of Ginkgo that's like the closest to what he actually looks like right now. But
minus a leg.
Minus a leg. Rest in peace.
But Ginkgo's just a little guy, and he talks like this, and his entire thing is that he's, kind of naive and just like new to the world and everything, and it's all great, and we're all having fun here, and we're all friends, and then all of a sudden he'll come out of nowhere and just be like, well, maybe you feel that way because you never resolved the trauma that you received when your mother left you when you were a child.
He needs to chill out. That's my personal opinion. No, it's like how a kid will like hide their power level until the moment where they can tell you like something you really didn't want to hear about, like your divorce.
Right? It's like the little kids were like, they have so much power because they don't sugarcoat anything. What they see is what they say.
Oh,
so
yeah.
if a child tells you you look cool, you look really cool, and you know that. You can take that to the bank. But if a child looks at you and goes, wow, you look dumb, it's like, oh.
It's like, oh, maybe I do.
I can never wear this outfit again. But yeah, that is Ginkgo. So the communicates too much is definitely him. He just talks and talks and talks. What else you got?
True hates kiss.
True hates kiss. That's a little harder to imagine, like visualize,
Judas.
But I think it's hilarious. Yeah, but that was less of a like for the purpose of hate and more for the purpose of.
It was for the bag.
It was for the bit. He did it for the vine.
Still killed himself.
Judas' world star moment. Well, yeah, because the whole world got mad that he did it.
No, not until way later.
That's fair, I guess. He got very self-conscious. He had
yeah,
a really
It was
cool
a guilt
idea.
thing.
He had a really cool idea for a vine, and he realized it was super controversial, and then he let himself go before he could get canceled for it.
Yeah, he was before his time, really.
Yeah.
Don't ask me what I mean by that. I don't know.
I think he just got a little ahead of himself.
Here's a fun one. Dating your enemy's sibling. This one is used in D&D. Just all the time. This is less a reverse trope than it is a real thing.
Yep. It's definitely present.
What are you alluding to?
Who knows?
Jesus Christ.
Well, there's a lot of connections in the worlds of D&D, and maybe you don't know.
Which
about
one?
And yet you don't know.
I hate you.
I know.
This is my DM playing a prank. Or my DM's husband playing a prank. I'm not sure which.
Or your DM's best friend's husband playing a prank. Or your DM's sister's best friend's husband playing a prank.
No, I'm talking. You're confusing me on purpose. I'm talking about either you or Sophia.
Mm-hmm. I'm talking about me or Sophia or Aaron or Bailey.
Okay, that adds up.
Yeah.
I didn't follow the relation.
It was a long line there.
Lovers to enemies.
That's such a good one. That's such a good one.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's a breakup.
Yeah, but it's so cool. Okay.
No, Sam! I've got this new anime plot. A really bad breakup. No, it's so cool.
But seriously, think about it. Like, if the beginning of the campaign, one of your players is like, "Oh yeah, I just broke up with my ex. Like, they were super toxic. I didn't want anything to do with them." And it's like, take that ex and have them use that as fuel to be like, "Well, fuck you. Then I'm gonna like make something of myself, and you're gonna regret leaving me." And they turn into the BBEG because they're like, "Look what I did now, and you don't get to have any of it," and like blah 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 blah. Like,
can I be honest?
No,
I feel like we might approach that territory in a side quest in the future.
Whose?
L.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's possible.
Yeah.
We're approaching similar territory in the future with IOs.
Yeah.
T.
I think we're a little closer to the one with IO, honestly.
That was a less
less lovers to enemies and more brainwashed kid to enemies.
What a bummer, man.
Damn, shit sucks.
Hate at first sight.
Hate at first sight. Godriel.
Oh yeah. That actually, yeah, we just got over that.
We literally just walked in and went, fuck that guy.
Yeah, and then we killed him.
Well, eventually, yeah.
Speaking of which, last episode we were we started it off with a little dilemma we were having. So this was a demon in a church that pretended to be an angel. Might be an allegory, might not be, who knows.
Don't read into it.
And we figured it out collectively, the party, and decided he had to go. And then we started fighting him, and he was looking rough, and then he form changed, and the second phase began.
Entered phase 2.
And it was really awful. And
he cut his arms off, and they started flying around.
Yeah, that's fucking disgusting, dude. And then he killed my character.
He Buzz Lightyeared himself.
Kinda.
And then he Buzz Lightyeared you.
Yeah. No, he would. And then my character, Vori, fell to the ground, and the goddess of the church spoke to me. Everybody had to leave the room for it. And then I got back up with all of my health and a big crazy staff in my hand.
He was the specialist boy, so God gave him a new stick.
Yeah, God is a woman, and she decided I was pure of heart.
That's very true, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Made even funnier by the fact that it was not your God.
Yeah, that is extremely funny and weird, and I don't know how that is
It's
gonna
just
like.
someone else's God was like,
Yeah.
you're doing a great job.
I have yet to talk to my
Patron?
ambassador from my patron.
Yeah.
And I don't know how. I mean, she's not going to be upset with me. I don't think these gods are on bad terms. I hate that look. Skyler, I fucking hate that look. You know more than I do.
I don't know.
You know more than I do.
In this case, I actually do not.
The goddess was Columba, and she gave me an answer. It's a weapon called Columba's Answer.
Damn.
It's a big old quarterstaff with like a wing on it. It has 12 charges and several spells that it can use. And when you use a spell, that spell's level amount of charges are removed from the charge pool of the staff.
Yep.
And then it recharges in the morning, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Probably. It's got Beacon of Hope, Daylight, Healing Word, Hypnotic Pattern, Mass Healing Word, Remove Curse, Melts Minute Meteors, Gravity Sinkhole, Magnify Gravity, Pulse Wave, and Temporal Shunt.
Damn.
That's a little crazy.
That's a lot of crazy.
But it's awesome, and I love it. Thank you, DN.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take good care of it and of my character,
He will
I hope.
polish his stick daily.
He does.
Good.
It's not true.
Daily maintenance.
Prefers someone else to do it for him. Anyway. Love triangle where the two love interests get together instead.
That's hilarious.
And I guess that happens sometimes.
Yeah.
Fake amnesia.
Fake amnesia.
As opposed to what? Amnesia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like you pretend you lost your memories, but you knew everything the whole time.
For what reason would you try to play that off in D&D?
If you do truly remember that you did horrible,
you're right.
awful, incredibly insane things, and you know that if people know that you did what you did, that they would kill you, so you pretend you have no idea what happened.
Wow,
and
you
you're
had that
actually
real
a nice
quick.
guy.
It's almost like you've been through this before.
I've written a character for this.
Have you?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Am I familiar with them?
No, I never got to use them.
Okay.
It's in the wings. Waiting in the wings.
It could have been like a PC or an NPC.
Yeah, that's fair.
Soulmates who are fated to kill each other.
Naruto and Sasuke.
Oh, shit. That's ridiculous. You are feeding wolves, my dude. Strangers to enemies. I want Aaron's thoughts on this one.
This reminds me of, it was a Vine first, I think, of the guy standing on the other side of the beach. Hey, what's your name? Trevor. Fuck you, Trevor.
That is a Strangers to enemies.
What's your name?
Instead of fake dating, everyone is convinced that you aren't actually dating.
That could be fun.
Like everybody thinks you're just a beard.
Yeah, or like everyone thinks you're doing it for the bit.
But both of you are in on it.
And it's like, man, I love him so much.
Man,
and everyone's like, haha.
The kind of rumor that would have to spread for that to be widely believed.
I don't know how that would
Believable
start.
on like a college campus.
Yeah.
That's the only environment where I can see that kind of shit happening.
Yeah. Well, because it would have to be something where like they got paired up as like a joke or a prank or something, and then they came out of it like actually like, no, actually I think this is like who I want to be with for the rest of my life. And everyone's like, haha, good one, buddy.
Too hot to cuddle.
Karlak.
Oh, how terrible.
The pain is
It
real.
exists.
The pain is real.
Hear me out. The love interest CEO is a himbo/bimbo who runs their company into the ground.
The reverse Hallmark.
This is really funny. Oh, and then of course, nursing home AU. And AU is alternate universe.
Should I be afraid?
I mean, it's just, I think this is just the opposite of like, you know, Muppet Babies. Are you not familiar?
No, I'm familiar. I'm just confused why you would say that out loud when talking about a ship trope.
It's not, no, this isn't a ship trope. It's a writing trope.
Okay.
There's nothing specific to a ship about this.
Okay. So just
not
like
all of these are ship things.
So like all of your characters are just old and wear diapers.
Yes. Nursing Home AU Dual Rift is just like the entire party is as they have been up to this point.
Okay. Just old as fuck.
Geriatric.
All right. That would be hilarious.
Yeah. But still just as sexually active as they are currently.
Oh yeah, just in slow motion.
I mean, that
their joints are bad.
That's happening. Anyway, this has been Summon Greater Podcast. And Lord knows that I want you to talk about the most annoying tropes that you've encountered in your D&D games.
Mm-hmm.
We would love to talk about that on the podcast, and we would also love to hear about any homebrew that you've been cooking up. Send it to us at summongreaterpod@gmail.com or at summongreater on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. And you better do that, because next time we're on here, we're talking about a brand new game that we just got a sneak peek at the gameplay of. That's right. It's Hades 2 Electric Boogaloo.
We're cooking up a little something for that. Stay tuned for that next week.
Best be ready.
Hey, bitch.
What's up?
I'm not going to start it like that.